On Tuesday, the Stars and Stripes will be on full display from coast to coast for Veterans Day. In our latest chapter in the history of these United States, Mo Rocca takes a closer look at our grand old flags.
You can touch them, you can feel them. They were there when we landed on the moon, they were there at D-Day. That's the flag of those brave boys.
They are the flags, banners, and kerchiefs in John Monsky's private collection.
Washington has taken command of the Continental Army, but we don't have a Declaration of Independence yet.
Not for another year.
Which we saw on full display this past summer at the Southampton, New York Arts Center.
Anybody heard of Gettysburg?
Yeah.
I took some kids from the Little League baseball team here through the exhibit. These were all flags that went in the spacecraft to the surface of the moon. I said, touch this, put your hand right on the glass. That's from 1860.
His collection spans our country's history.
This one came into Utah Beach.
Conflicts,
And this is beautiful.
political campaigns, triumphs.
This is the flag of the 25th Corps that had 13,000 black soldiers in it fighting for freedom.
For Monsky, these flags are equal parts art and history.
They're a visceral way for us to connect to history.
Seems to me that we're surrounded by witnesses.
Witnesses, participants.
Monsky makes his living as a lawyer, but his passion is American history. He grew up in Jacksonville, Florida in the 1960s, a particularly fraught time for the flag.
We had the Vietnam War going on. I was in a Navy town. There were guys across the street shipping out. And we had the Apollo programs going on.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo.
The time you're describing was not a time of harmony where everyone was sort of waving the flag in unison, right?
I was a little confused that some people were burning the flag, some people were waving it. It didn't make sense to me because it belongs to all of us. I just look at it as a portal to history, right? And that history is what makes us, it's what binds us together.
Monsky's trove of historic textiles numbers over 100 and counting. Whether online, at antique stores, or auctions, it's a never-ending game of capture the flag. And it can get pricey. This George Washington kerchief cost Monsky $115,000 back in 2001. In 2007, he started showing his collection during Flag Day parties he held in his Manhattan apartment.
I added this flag to my collection years ago.
Today, he's hosting audiences on much grander stages. There he was at Boston's Symphony Hall with the famed Boston Pops Orchestra.
When you look at the war,
And here he is at Carnegie Hall, backed by Broadway performers.
Send the word over there.
Wait, no.
We were with him at New Orleans' Orpheum Theater on the anniversary of D-Day earlier this year.
we have that flag with us here tonight.
The star of this performance, this flag that landed in Normandy with American troops in June 1944. When Monsky thanked World War II veterans in the audience, the crowd erupted.
You went from these parties, from these Flag Day parties, to presenting this show in front of packed houses.
It's crazy.
I was looking for the word, and you gave it to me.
Yeah, I felt like in the whole process there were people, friends, and then other people that I didn't know that were kind of lifting me up and saying, keep doing this.
And what does it tell you that these performances are sold out?
People are so thirsty for our history and want to hear more and learn more. When you layer an orchestra on top of the spoken word, on top of the Broadway performers, on top of these incredible stories, you get what I call emotional history.
John Monsky isn't just telling American history, he's helping people feel it, one flag at a time.
When I look at each one of these flags, whether it's going to the moon or trying to end slavery with the Civil War. It's a willingness of the heart. And I think we all have that. Whatever party we're in, there's a willingness of the heart to make this country do better and be better.